This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Dr.Tspr Show. I am Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy alias Dr. Tspr. As we have been witnessing the riots across US and many cities, unfortunately, have come under curfew. And a simple law and order issue has become a big mess. So I thought we will have a discussion going on the same topic as to why these things have been happening. The loss of George Floyd is really it's a miserable thing for the family, not only for the family, for the entire peace-loving people, the people who value human rights. That to a place like United States of America have been putting it across the globe that it's a land of opportunities and it is a land of immigrants and it's land of human rights. So it has really disturbed each and every citizen, whether living in United States of America or otherwise. So we sincerely convey our heartfelt sympathies to the family and we pray for his soul to rest in peace. Having said so, is it the way to protest? The protests across US have turned violent that has engulfed such a burning issue like an innocent citizen being killed by the police who are supposed to protect us from all these homicides, from arson and looting. That is the police job. Subsequently, they should produce. When they arrest, you are accused. You are to face a trial in the court of law. So you are submitted to court of law. There the court trials and then it pronounces the judgment if you are convicted, if you are found guilty. Otherwise, you are acquitted. This is what CRPC2 court of law has to do. Unfortunately, he has been killed, and those videos also have become very viral. But we have played it yesterday, so I don't want to repeat and try to become an emotional source in the bargain. Let me act as an effective journalist, having social concern in my mind. So that is why I'm not repeating the same video, but the concern for their family and such happenings is there. And I'm there with people who are protesting, and I wish that they protest peacefully in such a way that all those police who were found to be there are done with rule of law, are prosecuted as per rule of law and the constitution of the land. Let all four be there. Till that time, let them protest peacefully. Let them protest peacefully till that time so that such incidents does not recur and in an election year doesn't become a source wherein the entire country is divided into non-whites and whites. That really takes away the best understanding of a place like United States of America. Still, I call it a land of opportunities, a land of immigrants, and a land of human resources and values. So we have taken this aspect, and I have two NRI friends, non-resident Indians, coming from Minneapolis, Mr. Raj Boda, and the other gentleman, Mr. Srinivas. He comes from Bay Area, San Francisco, and he seems to be the Development Forum Secretary too. Welcome, both of you gentlemen. And
thank you, sir.
We start from United States of America. I will bring them to India, how India is affected, two metropolis by cyclone. Amphan and luckily Mumbai and Gujarat escaped the latest cyclone. And subsequently, I'll bring them to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh on the latest happenings post-corona. So, Mr. Raj, let me start with you. All the happenings from your place. Unfortunately, a life is lost.
Yes, sir. So it happened. We all know that white police officer and four police officers, so one senior officer. So he committed the crime, like he killed innocent person. Innocent means he did not do any like crime, which like he did not have any weapon. He was submissive, he was listening and everything, but still the cop has to protect them. Who has to protect the people? He killed, like it's a murder. It's a murder, and the other three cops like guarded are trying to help that murder. So that is nowhere acceptable. And initially, even they did not charge any file like on him, and he put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. So it's a literally cold-blooded murder. Okay, so that is not acceptable anywhere. And then the like he tried to like not to show up in the body camera, so he was laid him on the ground, and then he put his knee on his neck. So that's and the other three cops are like protecting him, like they are kind of witness. If the bystander would not have recorded that, no one would have known that incident happened. Because of the bystander recorded it and put it on social media, it became viral. So now they had to take action. So after 1 2 days after the protest, then they charged him with the murder. So and then eventually the protest turned into violence. So and then they had to, because of so much loss happening to, means the like outsiders, not the just protesters. The what they are saying is like some kind of gangsters came in the middle and they are creating violence. So now the National Guards came in and then protecting every properties, and then the protest turned into peaceful. So this is the story, sir. It's happened in Minneapolis, like from where I live. It's like 20 miles. And here everything like curfew after 6 p.m. until next day. So compared last 1 week, it was terrible, but now things are slowly getting back to normal. I heard that tomorrow the Vice President Mike Pence is coming to our city, and they are conducting Greg Floyd his memorial tomorrow. So this is the story, sir. Even highways were closed last couple of days. I work for Children's Minnesota. It's a children's hospital. We have two campuses in St. Paul and Minneapolis, and we also had like the National Guards protecting our like the properties, and then covered all the windows with everything, like no one can see it. Even closer to where I live, like the stores and everything, most of them covered, like you cannot see anything inside. So windows, glass doors, everything covered. So this is the situation here, sir.
So you are literally, you are in the hiding, something like that. You are force hiding, and
Correct.
it is heartening to know that the vice president is visiting tomorrow to pay
Yeah.
respects. That
Yeah.
will appease the hurt feelings to an extent.
Yes.
But
Totally agree.
before I go to
Totally.
Mr. Srinivas, the TDF secretary, let us play this video, Mr. Srinivas. Manhattan, New York, where most of the Indians stay, reside, and not only that, it has witnessed the worst in 9/11. After that, it has come back, and then floods hit it very badly, and now Corona. Now more than Corona, this hooliganism, this arson, looting has really destroyed New York, Manhattan. Let me play this, gentlemen,
Sure.
for a few minutes. Kindly hold. Yeah, kindly play the video. Yeah, I think that video is very clearly evident as to how Manhattan has been destroyed, and that this has become a mute witness to the happenings as to why these things keep happening so regularly. So, in spite of the best of the measures they have adopted to protect, but here, unfortunately, the best of the places, commercials are destroyed. Believe me, except one Trump Towers, which hosts GUCCI, GUCCI, that stands still without getting disturbed. Mr. Srinivas, how do you look at this scenario? You are from the Bay Area,
True, that's
San
it's
Francisco.
on the other side. Thank you very much, Surya Prasad Garu, giving us this opportunity to interact with you on this tough time going on for each and everyone across the globe. First of all, COVID, it's almost all more than 3 months we have been sheltered in, and then slowly we are started looking at sunlight, particularly the weather is good too, and all of a sudden this particular event occurred. Particularly, it is everyone. It's called as U.S. Particularly, we call it as law of land. The entire world sees that as a law of land, where we see that it is been tested. It has been tested. The law enforcement has been tested with that event. It's very very unfortunate. Everyone feels very bad, and then any kind of words you use, it's totally call it as it is no control or havoc, whatever it is called. It is been from the past few days. It is going around in entire United States. Everyone is witnessed. Unfortunately, we have seen video only as far as Manhattan part is concerned. It is fresh. It has been viral, and then it is running around in the media channel. But unfortunately, media channels, it's not running. That is the problem. I mean, nobody knows. Not many people witnessed what exactly happened in Manhattan, where all the shops has been closed, and then it is been particularly all that particular area is very popular for shopping central. I mean, anyone visits like any other monuments, any other places where they visit, they do go and then shop around, very rich and then costly, and then that particular area itself is very expensive, and then such kind of happened over there. Particularly, we call it as riots, where we see law enforcement has failed utterly. It has been failed. It was failure could be because of not anticipating such kind of things. So where from they came, because whether they are all residents, we do not know. So as far as that is in the East Coast, but as far as coming to the West Coast, where I live, we have witnessed, particularly with rich what you call as the communities or the cities where the people are pretty much being worried about. It is not a one particular color, whether it is whites or whether it is blacks, they did not matter. But while looting or while doing the rioting, it's an entire sector. You take it anybody, it doesn't matter. Whatever the shops, whatever the commercial activities are showing up, they started looting them, and then the police couldn't control. I mean, it's very very sad, because a lot of, I mean, particularly the Mercedes-Benz. If you look into it, Mercedes-Benz
In
showroom.
your area, right? San Francisco.
Yes, it is in San Francisco area. Yeah, San Francisco area. And then one is another shop, Chevrolet, and is another car shop. Specifically, they broke the locker room of the keys for the cars, and then simply everyone came and then took one. It's almost all 70 cars has been looted there. 70 cars. I have no idea about where it is now. It's been a couple of days. I guess it's been a couple of days. Shopping malls, and then big stores, wherever there is a threat. Of course, police were vigilant by then. They took all the measures. And then as we speak right now, we are under curfew. It's an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Pacific time zone. We are under curfew unless until you have a specific reason to go out. you are exempted. If it is not, you will be arrested. Straightforward. I mean, you will get arrested if they caught you outside. So still, COVID is one end. We're still worried about it, and then we didn't come out completely. And then this is another really serious. We have to think about it, whether what kind of in what kind of situations we are living right now. It is really it is pretty much stressed out, and then moreover worrisome. We are very worried about our families. I mean, what next? Now it is commercial activities has happened, and then what do they come and then attack on the residents? It is another alerts we keep receiving it from the city heads and then city police departments, county heads. They are all say that okay, stay and then keep your deterrents, house deterrents, particularly like cameras, securities, put the lights on. I mean, this is something which we have not witnessed, I mean, for many years. So right now we can consider ourselves as we are living safe. We do not know. I mean, as we speak.
Right. I wish that you really stay safe, sound. But Mr. Srinivas Manikonda, did you foresee such type of things in any of your even wildest dreams? Such arson and looting. I mean, it's really mystifying as to how they could take away the cars from the
Yeah.
doctors.
No, never,
What,
never,
I
ever,
mean,
never, ever.
what is this happening? Is it the way to protest against such a brutal murder of George Floyd? Is it what Americans do in paying homage to him, or in seeing to that the cops who have indulged in that are punished, in seeing to that such incidents does not recover? Is it the way? It's really mind-boggling, and I feel now from tomorrow onwards the headlines will be moving away from George Floyd, their family, and that brutal murder to all this arson and looting. How do you look at this scenario? That too in America.
Yep.
In
Totally
fact,
agree, sir. Yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
In fact, we have never witnessed such kind of acts, but it is not a planned act for sure. It comes out of the agony towards what's happening. You know, they as far as blacks are concerned, when you really compare between the color and then white against the other colors, if you really look into that perspective, it is always been they feel that they have been suppressed, they have been not been treated equally, and there are certain incidents do happen. It happened in the history also. I mean, past, when you go back and look into 20-30 years, somewhere here and there those kind of things happen, but it's outrageously when they came out. It is not planned act. It came out of their agony and then outburst. They don't know how to show, where to show, whom to show. There's the reason why they came out of their homes and on the streets. They did not spare. They did not look whether this is a white, this is a color, brown or black or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever they found, they started doing the rioting. That is the only way they could able to present themselves. It is pretty unfortunate. I mean, they have created problems among their own communities, where again, when the one which is they have looted it, tomorrow morning again they go shop in the same shop. So it is that agony, and then that is the sense. I mean, they lose their common sense at that particular point of time and then do that acts. So
The
that
agony is agony understood.
yes.
Agony understood. But now, the President Trump also, because law and order machinery definitely has failed here. Because when you look at Manhattan, except President Trump's building, everything else is smashed and looted, literally.
Yep. Yeah.
But now he blames. I'll come back to you, Mr. Srinivas. Let me go to Mr. Raj Boda. Raj Boda.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Trump's
sir.
blame on INTOF.
Mhm.
They say it's a communist-backed organization which indulges in this violence. Should you
Correct.
look at the agony, or in the perspective of Trump's comments, as someone is behind this looting, or it's a failure of law and order machinery in US?
No, it's not failure of law and order issue. It's they did not anticipate that it turns into violence. Okay, and most of the resources they are telling it's like special interest group or the criminal groups or gangsters are involved in this one, not regular black people. Okay, so not like the organizations like Black Lives Matter, not those people. There are special interested groups who are like the criminal minded people. They are using this opportunity to do all this kind of nonsense, violence or looting and all this. So it has to be stopped. That's the reason Trump sent all the national guards across the US to every major city, and they are protecting every major public property or private property also. So it has to be protected. That kind of violence should not be accepted. Peaceful protest until the justice brought, yes, acceptable. And damaging and this kind of thing, not acceptable. Okay. So there are some few bad apples. They try to create all this nonsense. Yeah, it has to be stopped. I think they are taking appropriate action. Okay. But they are still allowing peaceful protests. The peaceful protests happening across the US. Okay. Even in Minneapolis, they are happening still now. Okay. So
Because if
yeah,
it's the site of your place where you are residing now, I think you
yeah,
should be the better judge that at least in spite of all this, peaceful
yeah,
protests are allowed. That even Trump had gone on record
yes,
yesterday stating
yes,
that this brutality of the murder has enraged citizens. He said that is acceptable. So they should be punished as per rule of law. And
yep,
because he came out very late on this statement. And not only on the other side, he said, I am there with those who are rallying peacefully.
correct.
So don't you think it has come a bit late, but still he at least
No, they should have charged immediately. The whoever the mayor and those people should have charged immediately, but they did it after one day, after the protest. So yeah, they should have done immediately. But that is there, sir. Means I'm saying like everywhere that small discrimination is there. The white supremacy concept is there, but this went to extreme. Okay,
yeah.
and that too they are generally the police, they are like public servants, right? So
Yeah.
they are hesitant to take action, but they should be punished. Doesn't matter, they are to protect the law and they are abusing it, they should punish more. But generally, since they are in the law enforcement, since they're treated as public servants, they give less punishment, like just like army. The army person, if he does it, we like show more kindness because they are serving the country. So it's like that. So they did not take action immediately, they should have done it immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they did not do anything, the charging anything, it turned into the more protest, turned into more violence initially.
Right.
But later other gangs joined this violence thing.
Right. So I'll come back to Mr. Srinivas Manikonda. Initial action was wanting, so later on gangs joined and they have indulged in this arson and looting. Now, don't you think even President of America reacted a bit late? Now, at least he has done this now before it really went out of hand. Don't you think this arson and looting, late reaction by president has led to all this in an election year, dividing people on the colors? How do you react to this, Mr. Srinivas? You are a TDF secretary there, so many immigrants, they're all of the same color, but for Raj. Yeah, Mr. Srinivas Manikonda.
Yeah, in fact, the president, if you really go to president and the president's, reaction in the sense, it is one of the regular acts, what it is been, arrest, and then the way of arresting a person, in America, it's commonly, that is how it happens. Like
Yeah.
when you don't cooperate with the police enforcement, pretty simple, straightforward. If you are supposed to cooperate fully 100%, then we do not know what exactly happened behind the car or while sitting into it, and then which has led the cops to behave that, which is of course, which needs to be condemned as soon as, if once it reaches to the president office, it should have given some kind of a remedy or some kind of a relief to the people who has witnessed it. Probably that came little later or little bit late as far as from the Trump's office is concerned. we do not know exactly what their strategies are there, and then what kind of things they follow. I mean, probably they might not react right away. But it is not, we cannot really say that, okay, this has happened, these riots and then this unrest has happened because of one particular person, or the president's delay in responding. I don't think so. They do their level best. Nobody witnesses, nobody wants, I mean, particularly the White House doesn't, never ever wants this to happen like this. When it happened, it went out of control. I mean, it went out of control. The reaction from each and every city, we do not know where it is happening. I mean, everyone thought the rioting is happening in some part of New York, and then it happened. The people, I mean, looters or the rioters, they went into the Bronx, and then in the other side of the city, and then they started looting. So it was all sporadic. It was all sporadic, but I don't really see it. I mean, particularly, we are not in a situation where we can straightly pinpoint the government or the Trump or the White House to blame. I mean, at this point of time.
Yeah, it's
Agree.
not a question of blaming someone, because, as you rightly said, people are scared. You are indoors. We don't know what happens next. I mean to say, these enraged emotions should have been curtailed in the very beginning itself. Had a sense of wisdom prevailed. That's what I was trying to refer to you, because it is the man in power which matters. It is the man in power who exorbitantly holds such type of power. He can declare national emergency anytime. So in
Yeah.
that context, because I'm that too in an election year, don't you think he should have been more attentive, I should say, or wisdom personified to combat? Or you mean to say he has taken this one of the run of the mills, as we have been witnessing some such type of incidents of arson and looting by whites in Maryland and others also recently. And he said, he went on record stating that he enjoyed it, he supported that.
No, I mean, it's everyday, entire personality, entire persons, and if you take it any state, anywhere, I mean, everyone is more focused on COVID issues. I mean, everywhere, particularly New York and New Jersey has witnessed thousands of them falling on every day. Nobody has recovered out of it, and then nobody has predicted or anticipated anything of this kind of thing happens. I mean, it could be the same department, or it could be White House, or it could be the president. I mean, everyone's focus is still on COVID only right now. And so yes, I mean, the labs, as you say, the other side of what we look into is there might have been a lapse, but even if it is reacted, but how far you could be able to control it. I mean, if it is not happening because every person who is coming out of the home, you cannot stop them. I mean, police or the cops or law enforcement or the military cannot stop them. If it is not one house, the other house would come out. So entire community is on the streets. It's not only one black or white. I mean, everyone, all the communities came out, and then they are protesting against the law enforcement's brutality, the way of handling the situation. That is the reason why we don't, I mean, a lot of videos, if you witness it, you don't find uh, only the blacks or only the colored ones. You have seen a lot of them. A lot of whites are also supporting, and then
Yeah, you are right,
protesting as
because
far as
it
protest is concerned.
I'm happy to state on record yesterday also, when we showed the video, it was the white couple who reacted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
Yep.
it has turned into whites versus non-whites. Very unfortunate, because it were the whites who responded. That the couple was there.
Yeah.
They were the ones who recorded it, as far as my
Yeah.
knowledge goes. And now, when I see the demonstrations, there are many whites. So
Yes.
across America, there is no division when it happens to be in the way of protests. But how is that in the media every now and then we keep on hearing whites and non-whites in an election year, because we are all immigrants. Mr. Raj, maybe he looks a bit better than us, both of us. He looks to be a
No,
white-skinned.
no, it
So
is,
how is
it
that
is,
sequence?
no, we
How is
have
that
to accept.
sequence going on? Very shocking. A land of opportunities, a land of human rights, the land of immigrants, how is that every now and then whites and non-whites still enrages the civic society there, Mr.
No,
Raj?
that discrimination is there, sir. White supremacy is there. White want to be at the top, okay, but not every white, okay. There are extremists, few extremists, but the killing is very extremism, okay. Generally that won't happen, but the white want to be at the top, okay. Rest of them, they don't allow them to be at the top, okay. That discrimination is there, even though the whites might not accept it. It's a fact, okay. But killing is extremism. Generally people don't kill each other. So this is extremism. That to cop doing it is worst. That does not mean every white is like racist. No, there are very few extremists. Like, for example, in India, not every Muslim is an extremist or racist. Not every Hindu is like RSS or the Bajrang Dal. Okay, so there are extreme extremists like that. In whites are also very few, 1%, 2%.
Exceptions are always there, but here Bajrang Dal and RSS, it's an organization. It's not a militant organization. But in any community, whether it is Hindu or Muslim or Christian, exceptions are always there. That extremist tendencies are always there. That has to be accepted by the society. Yes.
No, but because of few very extremists, every Muslim is getting defamed, right?
Yep.
Just because of few Hindu extremists like RSS, Bajrang Dal, whoever, okay. But every other Hindus are getting defamed. Okay?
Rajboda.
Yeah.
RSS and the BJP or Bajrang Dal are not extremist organizations.
No,
there may be different elements exposing that cause, and ultimately it is reflecting on Hindus, because now after BJP came to power, RSS and Bajrang Dal have been their main source. VHP, they're all frontal organizations of BJP. So they are trying to designate.
Now I support
harmfully, because why? Let us not ascribe militancy to them. But as you rightly said, every community, whether it is Hindu, Muslim, or Christianity, extremist mind or elements are there, and such elements, we have to be careful about such elements. 100%, as you rightly said.
That's what I'm saying. Because of just 1-2% of the white, we have very few extremists. Rest of the white people are getting defamed. That is not correct. Not every white is like that.
Wonderful. Not every white is not like that. And before we come to our native topics, let me also speak something about Corona. What happened to Corona? Don't you think a worldly country which boasts of the best technologies in the world has failed in its intelligence to protect their own citizens of health? Health is wealth. Am I right?
Means like it's the China fault, sir. Means they might not have created the virus in the lab, but they did not tell the rest of the world the numbers correctly. Okay, they hide the numbers. So that's the reason the rest of the world did not realize that it's that bigger impact. So China deceived rest of the world. They did not tell the correct numbers to the world. So that was the issue. Then no one knows that this is happening. I mean, see, there was this bigger impact. Okay, so that led to the spread initially, and it eventually went into bigger numbers. Yeah,
because it has become so pandemic, and now people are dying in thousands. That is the worrisome. Along with this arson and looting of George Floyd, post George Floyd, people are dying. That numbers have gone into cold storage now, because this has taken the center stage. Unfortunately, yes, it should, because after all, police has been very kind, as you've been referring there, except for few stray incidents like this, that too affecting the psyche of blacks who feel they are being threatened in their own homeland, hinterland.
Correct.
So, Mr. Srinivas, as Mr. Raj stated, it is China, and let me add to Mr. Raj this thing, WHO, a World Health Organization, the sole objective is to see that the member countries' citizens' health is intact, or if anything is happening in any part of those member countries, it becomes imminent that World Health Organization cautions all those member countries. So you mean to say the WHO has failed, and because China has failed to inform, and WHO was singing the praising song of China till January also, till even it declared pandemic. Only on March 11th they declared pandemic. By that time, all hell broke loose across the globe. innocent citizens affected. Europe we have seen Italy to Germany, how people were dying like anything. How do you look at this scenario, Mr. Srinivas? A developed country like US and all, don't you think intelligence failure or the rulers have failed to assess the damage much before, or they blindly trusted WHO or United Nations aegis organizations? Mr.
It,
Srinivas Manikon.
yeah. I mean, the way we look. I mean, personally, I look in. If you are asking my perspective, I look upon that world has not witnessed the severity of Chinese, the COVID-19 when it occurred in China. As my fellow colleague mentioned it, I mean, the numbers where it is falling, and then the death numbers, and then the severity of the effect, and then how contagious it is, was not been fully exposed or informed to the world by Chinese governments. I mean, we anticipate that, we expect that China as a country, probably they might not have opened up their themselves to inform the rest of the world or warn the rest of the world for obvious reasons. And then still it is a conspiracy theory still going on that, okay, why it only happened in one city, why not the rest of the China? Because when everyone flies from one city to other city, and it is not a remote city too, the Wuhan, it is not, which has access for every other city. So leaving aside, we do not know the insights of it. So if we leave it aside, rest of the world has witnessed it, and they were not prepared initially what to do, and then where from it has to start. I mean, how to protect their citizens whoever has been affected with. So that that is one of the reasons why, even though you call it as your helplessness, straightforward pointing towards China, saying that, okay, we are looking for some excuse. What is the excuse? Excuse is, okay, China did not inform. Well, let's put it on the other perspective. Let's say that China had informed United States or Europe by January itself. What would have they done? They wouldn't be, first of all, they wouldn't believe it until they witness it. By the time they witness, it's too late. Numbers might have been reduced, but definitely numbers probably would have been reduced 50%, but still 50% numbers across globe is too much. I mean, they have crossed more than million deaths, close to. So it is still too much for the world to react. So I would take, in my opinion, yeah, there is no point blaming China only. You have to, I mean, these kind of things happen once in a lifetime, I guess. I do not know, but we have to prepare for it. We have to learn to face it. That is the only scope right now. Everyone has to learn to face it and take all necessary measures, whether you wanted to go with organic or whatever the best methodologies you adopt it, but learn to face. That's my way of looking.
Right, so learn to face before we come back to our native, because you represent Telangana Development Forum, Mr. Srinivas. But daily this China bashing, and in the election year, Mr. Trump visualizes that it has been the failure of WHO, because we have been covering it up with evidences. We have put it across to the world right from April 1st through my shows, how WHO failed even after professing in 2018 itself. Their sole duty is to caution the member countries to invest in public health care. Had they done so, as you rightly said, this would have mitigated to the bare minimum level. Unfortunately, people are dying.
Yeah.
Citizens of every country, they are dying. And because why I put this perspective to both of you gentlemen is, if WHO and China were to be in unison, hiding all the facts, they have allowed this vicious spread at the cost of public health as well as loss of lives. The families into agonies across the globe. Those who have lost their near and dearest ones, they are in agonies. And the frontline doctor fraternity, nursing staff, ward boys, to sanitation staff, security ones, and even journalists like us, they're all been contributing. Don't you think so? If that state of doubt is there, a country like US, now which boasts of hosting a G7 very shortly, And even India, now India main channel started China bashing, boycott China. Why don't they regroup and petition United Nations as we tried to bring it out here yesterday also through my live shows, until and unless member countries petition United Nations and their Security Council asking for general body meeting. Why don't you bring it out so that a committee is appointed? Because till proved no one is guilty. We always go by that. Till proved no one is guilty. Why not India and US and for that matter G7, all those countries come forward and petition? Because you are staying there, you have been watching everything in a developed country. Don't you think this sounds good? This sounds real, Mr. Srinivas? First, I'll come to you. After that, I'll take Raj's opinion.
I mean, that is the question. I mean, what you are questioning is true, but I think it is, we always have an opportunity to question it, but at this point of time, I think it is beyond, my scope of answering it. Okay, what the nations have to do, and particularly when they wanted to put a petition in United Nations against one particular country, is beyond my scope right now. I'm sorry, I do not have much of the idea on that particular.
Because see, daily this bashing and election year, and they take benefits out of it and they'll leave it like that. Because economic recession is the one which has engulfed the world at large. To escape from that, you bring out this thing and then you forget. I said, why not you take it forward in a proper way? That's what my question to you is. And when you are talking something, don't you think it should be spoken in a legalized way, in an attempt to at least make public understand, yes, we are going in the right direction. If they have done something wrong, let it be proved. Who can prove? United Nations, under the aegis of which WHO functions. Not only that, now India's Dr. Harshavardhan, Union Health Minister, has become the chairman. 197 countries secret, in a secret ballot, they have voted Indian Harshavardhan, Dr. Harshavardhan, to become the chairman. And don't you think at least they should take lead to expose? Because this pandemic is still killing. It's still on a killing spree. And still we do not know, as you rightly said, no Shanghai affected, no Beijing affected, except Wuhan. Now also they said second stage of this thing has come. We have tested so many millions. Now Wuhan is safe.
Yes.
Mr. Srinivas, in one word, then I'll go back to Mr. Raj and then we'll come back to our native.
Yes, I mean, I have read few of the articles around positioning, and then positioning of the United Nations and the countries who are under it. They are pinpointing to China as a blame game, and then I mean they are charging. I mean Europe and European countries have also charged them, and then they're asking about some kind of a remedy or remuneration or some kind of a penalty against China. I mean there are some certain complaints made against it, but eventually, yeah, if it is only United States in the sense at this point of time, given the elections having, in the next few months, it's pretty less. It's maybe numbers, few months, probably it's a different, I mean, we cannot club together. I mean, this is completely a different scenario. With politically, you cannot gain. Probably you are looking something that, okay, the COVID issue is being suppressed, or in particularly taken, given the United States elections, probably it is going to get suppressed on the bigger picture. And then these riots are coming out, and then they try to suppress the COVID issue. I don't think, I mean, US is
There also communism is bad. INTAF organization president is blaming them. Then again directly reflects China only.
Yes, it could be. I mean, the blame game, it happens. I mean, at the national level, but I don't see that kind of a foul play would happen, particularly in America, at least. Even though,
now let me help you now, because America wants to lead G7. They want to expand and they want to include India also. Don't you think at least collectively from there on they should send something to United Nations, so that at least people will feel that this is not a cover-up operation of their failures to protect their own citizens from corona, their own citizens' properties from this arson and looting, and their own police force indulging in that brutality. in one
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's in G7. If that's a particular summit, if it happens, if it happens, definitely that point is going. Definitely, they are going to discuss it. They are not going to go or not come out of it as a point of discussion. Definitely, that will be discussed, and then probably they would definitely come up with a collective idea of pointing. I mean, going to the source, why, and then where it happened, and what could I have done to stop this.
Wonderful. So at least now we should sensitize the Americans that they should start mailing or even use SMS to send it to Trump and G7 countries, including India also, so that they will take up this issue, they will move it forward to United Nations and punish the culprit, whoever it is. Let us not name the countries or the organizations, because WHO is definitely the one is the threshold, and they are the custodians of the health of the world. Otherwise, why should we have a WHO being funded and with such wherewithal? Mr. Raj, Mr. Srinivas is very candid and very clear. And how do
Yeah.
you respond to this? Don't you think this hide? Why should you be behind the scene now? You have a union health minister, the chairman of WHO, President Trump's
Mhm.
daily bash. He says INTAF is behind all this
Yeah.
communism. Then Corona,
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
because of WHO's nexus with China. And
Mhm.
even here in India, daily China bashing, some channels have really taken it up. When I started on April 1st, how
Mhm.
WHO missed and how China made it a pandemic, then itself, no one reacted. Now everyone starts reacting. Don't you think, at least no, in the right perspective, the G7 plus India should petition United Nations? Or else it will be an
Definitely.
election or something to cover up their own failures to protect their citizens.
No, it's nothing like that. No country wants to kill their own citizens. Okay. So it's unplanned. It came from China. Definitely, it came from China. Okay, and China might be hiding the numbers from Wuhan and Beijing or Shanghai. They might. I strongly believe they are hiding the numbers. Okay, it might be everywhere. I heard they like some lakhs of people have died in China, even though they are not telling the numbers because they don't want to get defamed. So because so many the phone numbers got disappeared, stopped working after so and so date. So China, we have to blame China. And what happened? They are not letting anybody to go to that lab in Wuhan. So something happened in China. Is it happened in the lab or it's in the wet market? We don't know. That has to be investigated, and they are not letting anyone to enter into their country and do investigation. So I strongly believe that has to be like done proper investigation. So there are so many cases filed in Canada, Europe, and even America. So I think doesn't matter elections are there or not. This will be some action will be taken against China, definitely, in one form or the other form. Definitely, I strongly believe in that. Especially European countries as well as United States will take some action. What
Because
kind of action?
Taiwan in
What kind
December
of
is
action? I don't think it will be military action, but definitely some kind of sanctions or something will happen eventually.
yeah, something will happen eventually, because Taiwan in December itself alerted WHO. It
Yeah.
closed the borders. They said it is human to human transmission.
Yeah.
WHO failed, went on raising. You
Because
people,
they should not hide the numbers. Simple. They should not hide the numbers.
not only
Because
hide the numbers,
if you would
spread
if you would have
why?
known if you would have known that many numbers, everybody would have got like caution. They would have started lockdown immediately, like how India did. Because when India did lockdown, because they came to know all these numbers from Europe and America. Okay, so America did not know, Europe did not know that this was this big pandemic in that was happening in China. So China should have, because why the doctor got killed, like he died. I don't remember his name, but he was
Yeah,
trying to tell rest of the world, but they arrested him. They did not allow him to tell the rest of the world, and he died. Now he became hero there in China. So this because
posthumously is being posthumously after he died.
yeah
Now they are
yeah
making him as a warrior, front
yeah
warrior.
because they hide it because they don't want to tell the rest of the world it came from China, or it's that they are the cause of the problem. That's
Right.
not good. That's not good.
At least now both of you do expect that United Nations, along with G7 and Europe, they may take some action. I hope India also
It,
falls
it
in
might
line.
it
Not
might
just
come
Pakistan.
it might come from United Nations or not, but definitely European countries and America will take action separately. It whether it could be done through this organization or separately, it will be done.
Wonderful. So at least that
Yeah,
is the take which we have to from this show. And now
yeah,
coming to Indian perspective, don't you think India has reacted very late? When US, United States of America stopped all the flights in January itself from Europe, from China, India was still allowing its flights even in the mid-March also. My
yeah,
friends, you remember March 22nd, Janata curfew. But
yeah.
imagine March 10th pandemic. WHO declares it as a pandemic on March 11th. Hello?
I'm here.
So
We can.
WHO declares it as a pandemic on March 11, and subsequently March 12th, Love Agarwal, Union Health Secretary, Joint Secretary, comes on record, states nothing, everything is under control, nothing is happening in India. March 19th, our Honorable Prime Minister says everything is under control. March 22nd, out of panic, he comes and stays Janata curfew, and from 25th onwards, the lockdown, first lockdown, lockdown after lockdown,
Yeah,
really putting people into trouble. You have seen how migrant workers have been dying, how
yeah,
common man has lost their succor, bread and butter, how
yeah,
people are literally suffering. There is no cohesive policy between Indian Council of Medical Research and Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now, and even state governments, they have got their own things. Some states they test, other states they don't test even in lockdown, in spite of lockdown. Now they are suddenly opened up everything. Fifth lockdown. When, mind you, my dear guest friends, when the cases have crossed 8,000, that too only partly tested. Many states they are not engaging in testing. High courts are to intervene to make governments to understand that it is health is wealth, health of citizens is more important. Mr. Srinivas, how do you react at this scenario? It's unfolding in India. Yeah, Mr. Srinivas, I'll start
Oh,
with you.
I'm sorry. You. Okay. I was not paying attention on that particular point. But as far as the Indian government is concerned, yes. I mean, they have not anticipated it, and then it's a late. Even though they have reacted a little bit late, but they have reacted it strongly. I would say, given the volume is concerned, for our country, which is so large and then huge with this kind of population, even though
130 crores.
yes, I mean it's
You
a
are only
huge,
30 crores.
it's huge. So
Yeah.
so given that, the reaction is reacted it, and then particularly, even though that's lockdown kind of entire country lockdown is never heard about by any of the Indians. I mean, at least last 40 years or 45 years. I mean, I have not anyone heard about it either. What is the meaning of lockdown? I mean, literally, even educators, bureaucrats also not sure what to do, what not to do during the lockdown period. There are certain guidelines to make it. It takes time for them, and then pass it on to the respective states. Of course, given that particular short period of time, as you said, that 12th and then 19th to March, 3 or 4 days that lockdown came in. Still, we do see that, okay, that is considerably an appreciable amount of time to declare it as a lockdown. Then later on, ICMR came up with all the conditions and then rules, what needs to be done. So as far as you said, that planning and then preparation and then execution. Okay, planning part, okay, they have succeeded, okay, making it as a lockdown. But preparatory part, yes, I mean, there are a lot of hurdles were there, and then execution part, both the ways, I would see as a lot of failures happened there. So its effect is not completed. Fortunately, our weather has supported us tremendously. I would see that, weather conditions across India has supported. And when you really look into it, the amount of the volume to the amount, whether you tested it or not tested, but the percentage of the population, the percentage of the testing, what it has been done, yes, without having proper preparations, we still, I think, you beat or you met expectations of the ICMR, what they wanted to do. Yes, there is a lot of improvement needs to be done, but I don't see that from the respective states, where whatever they are being told to do, they are not doing it, they are not following it properly. And that may cause and then start the second wave of this particular pandemic. It may attack. They are not taking it that seriously. We can't afford to take it seriously. We can put it in other way around, because given the economic conditions, it's very, very difficult.
Right. I'll come back to you. Mr. Rajboda, as he rightly said, planning, then preparedness, and then execution. That's why I've been making stories with facts and figures, flying blind,
Yeah.
flying blind, not knowing what to do. Lockdown after lockdown, no
Uh-huh.
preparatory. In between lockdowns, nothing is
Yeah.
being done except imposing Hindi daily in the name of press conference by Love Agarwal and then another lady from Ministry of Home Affairs, with due respects to her. They were practicing Hindi on, imposing Hindi on Indians without going into the nitty-gritties of what should have been done, what is
Yes.
not being. When migrants were suffering, when they were crying hoarse, even till today, today
Yes.
is 4th June. Many parts of the country, lakhs of migrants still are holding. They do not know. They say, we don't want to stay here. We want to go
Yeah.
back to our. Why? Because they don't have money to buy even food. No one is
Yes.
able to know Samaritans you see. After such a 2 months beyond lockdown, you can't expect good Samaritans to go to the rescue of them.
Yeah.
They are literally left high and dry. No food, no water. When they
Yeah.
go to police, because you don't have registration of migrant workers.
Yeah.
That is the sorry state of affairs. And then they come out, they say, we have announced 20 lakh crores package. Where did it go? No one knows. Already 1.7 lakh crores. No question of accountability and transparency. How do you look at this scenario?
It's very unfortunate, sir. From day one, like Modi is like he is. Means I don't like to say, but it's a fact. It's like he acts like a chaiwala. Okay, so he does not plan anything in advance. Look at demonetization. Without planning, without people know how to use that card system, and he announces demonetization. How many people died at that time? Same thing happening now. Modi administration does not do any proper, like before taking any action, what are the consequences? You have to plan accordingly. Otherwise, it never going to work out. See how many people are dying. The other day, one of my friends shared, like, so many incidents happening there. Like one woman who got delivered baby and she was holding the baby and walking. And I saw one video, the small boy, his mom died, one of the migrant workers in the railway station, and that small boy, baby boy, he's pulling his mom's, like, the what like her thing, and then, like, that boy did not even know that his mom died. Like that, so many incidents. One man, he was eating the dog carrots, like the dog meat. So
Yes.
so how can this happen? Like, we are saying we are developing country, we are sending rockets into space, and we are like this Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan, this yan, that yan, and we are saying our India is great, and at the same time we could not provide basic needs. How that is so pathetic, so pathetic. Either put special train, or you could have sent them before, like announcing lockdown. You should think all this in advance. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. And even regarding the lockdown also, like, you announce lockdown and you announce that, what do you call, like, you come outside and do all the, no, the, I don't remember that, the, like, what do you call, he announced 3-4 events, like one clap hands, clap, and then there was another, like, you light the diya and those things, and people come and they, like, they come together. Then where is the lockdown? I don't understand. And they did not stop the aeroplanes, like, on day one. Like when the Trump came to India, still everything was spreading. It's utter failure. not only here, in this one, in every sector, Modi failed 200%. It could be financial thing, it could be demonetization, it could be Corona. He does not know. All he knows is playing with people, emotions and sentiments. That's it. He does not even come to press conferences. All he does is go to, like you just talk in the front of the TV and saying, like, erupting people emotions, but nothing in action. He is helping only rich people. Okay, only rich people. Where the big package, like if you give one crore to each citizen of the country, it will be 130 crores. So why, like, where this 20 lakh crores gone? 130 crores is enough to become each person rich person in India. Then where this 20 lakhs gone? No one knows. No one knows.
That calculation has gone haywire. It is not 1 crore. If you say 1 crore per each, 130 into 1 crore, I think it goes beyond 130 crores. 130 crores is only for 130 people. So
Okay.
you mean to say 130 families, you can say 130.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
so
Okay.
but as you rightly said, he promised to deposit 15 lakhs of black money into each and every account in 2014. Now we are saying this is the right time, Mr. Modi, come to the rescue of common. And even like journalists like us, we are hard cash strapped. We don't have cash in our hands. We don't get salaries now. All the ads and big industrialists have started to go and pay PM CARES fund, CM relief fund, thousands of crores. It has gone to those funds. Now we don't get the ads, so we cannot survive. Now, what did they do with that money also? There is no account. Even when someone petitioned RTI, through RTI they wanted some information, but nothing is forthcoming.
Yeah,
And
that's what they are saying. They don't want to disclose even through RTI.
Now, I'm in Kerala. Whenever I go there, no card works. I have to pay hard cash.
Oh.
It's a failure. Even in Kerala, in a literate state like Kerala, cash is accepted everywhere, not card. Many of the places they don't accept cards. That's why making mockery of all the policy decisions. So there is no unison, and same thing with health. When they have taken a decision, how is that they don't implement it properly? When the states are not implementing, you should have come to the rescue of the citizens. It is the duty of union government. You have been pumping funds to the states. You are allowing them to collect in the name of CM relief funds, and there are no tests properly done. Personal protection equipment, when doctors complain, they are suspended or they are removed from their services. And even media, when they try to ask you, they shout at them. You are shouted down. So how do you look at the scenario? Then I'll play our KCR's video also. What they have.
He is funny guy. Yeah.
And so shall I play that video, or you want to first react to this and then we'll go ahead with that video?
We'll do one comment, Shiv Prasad Gar, if you give me an opportunity. So
you go ahead, Mr. Srinivas.
Very simple in this, through this media, I mean, you have given us an opportunity to comment. Probably you might be aware, or you might have connections where to the bureaucrats, particularly. One request, today what we wanted to make it is that, okay, why this central government failed to use the military support? Why did they fail? Because for each and every accidents or the floods or some kind of a disaster happen, military enters.
Go ahead.
It cross.
Yeah, Mr. Srinivas.
Still there is a scope. I would urge them, I mean, through this media, that okay, let them enter and then take it. Whoever finds it on the freeway, pick them up, put it in their respective vehicles, and then take it. They can do it in a much more disciplined way and much more organized way. Then we don't have to see the mishaps happening on the roadside. I mean, we don't have to, particularly the journalists wouldn't have much work to do.
Yeah. So at last you have come to our rescue. Our families will be very happy by your statement. But as an NRI, how do you look at the perspective of the management by union government and state governments if you want to invest in India, now post Corona management and when health is wealth, how do you look at this scenario?
I
Or
mean,
else should I play
if
the KCR video, what he said, promised, and how they go back on their promises. Let me just play this video, gentlemen.
Sure.
okay,
Sure.
I'll ask my studio to just start playing. Can I have this video of KCR, please? KCR video.
we can't see that video, Shiv Prasad garu.
It's being played behind because it is being played from the studio.
Okay.
When you touch the link I've sent you, you open the link, you will.
Yeah.
I think your link is on. You're able to watch it. Yeah, gentlemen, I think that video has been played very clearly, and how the opportunity politics we are into, very unfortunate. You criticize someone for the sake of statehood in the agitation, and you again you try to support the same when it is question of water, because it was the agitation was fought on the waters and employment, on the jobs, and then on the funds. Nilu, Nidulu, Niyamakalu. Now, when the entire Pothirepadu Krishna is being taken away, being emptied, he doesn't react. And even in Kaleshwaram, there is no accountability or transparency in the spendings. And again, whom he blamed during the agitation, all those Simandra contractors. Now they are the ones who are contracted in Kaleshwaram, and the same ones are being employed by YS Jagannath Reddy also. So this is the irony. How do you look at this scenario?
వెరీ అన్ఫార్చునేట్ సార్. కేసీఆర్ అని చెప్పాలంటే 100 అబద్ధాలు అని జనాలు ఎట్లా చెప్తున్నారో, టెక్స్టైల్ పార్కు, ఇది అంబేద్కర్ విగ్రహము, పద్మశాలి భవను, క్రిస్టియన్ భవను, ఆకాశ హార్మాలు హైదరాబాద్ చుట్టూ, టెక్స్టైల్ కరీంనగర్, లండను, ఆయన ఎన్ని చెప్పిండు. ఇవాళ ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు? దే ఆర్ లిటరలీ లూటింగ్ ద స్టేట్.
మీ దగ్గర డల్లాస్ అన్ని మర్చిపోయింది మీరు. డల్లాస్ కూడా చేస్తారు.
ఆయన చెప్పదు లేదు, హైదరాబాద్ ని ఇస్తాన్బుల్ చేస్తా అన్నాడు, కరీంనగర్ లండన్ చేస్తా అన్నాడు. అట్లా చెప్పుకుంటూ పోతే ఎవరు చెప్పుకోవాలి సార్? చెప్పి నా సోషల్ మీడియాలో నాకైతే నోరు అయిపోయింది నా పని. సో అంటే ఎంత లిటరలీ మోసం అంటే, ఇంత దగుల్బాజీ అంటే అంతకుముందు ఆంధ్ర, ఇప్పుడు రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు కానీ చంద్రబాబు ఉన్నా కానీ ఇంత అధ్వానం లేరు. మనం అంత మనం విడగొట్టుకుంది ఎందుకు? మన నీళ్లు, మన నిధులు, మన నియామకాలు, మన ఆత్మగౌరవము, మన భావస్వేచ్ఛ అని. ఇవి ఎక్కడన్నా ఉన్నాయా? 1200 మంది విద్యార్థులు చనిపోతే వాళ్ళకి ఏది కాంపెన్సేషన్ ఇవ్వలేదు వాళ్ళ కుటుంబాలకి. ఉస్మాన్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఒక్కసారి పోడు. పోనీ ఉమ్మడి అప్పుడు ఉన్నప్పుడు వీళ్ళని అలో చేశారు కదా, ధర్నాలు రాస్తారు ఒకళ్ళు. ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఈయన అలో చేయడు? మన తెలంగాణ ఉమ్మడి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఉన్నట్టు ఆంధ్ర రాయలసీమ నాయకులు అలో చేసినప్పుడు మన తెలంగాణోడి, మన యాస భాష మాట్లాడే నువ్వెందుకు ధర్నాలు అలో చేయవు కదా? అంటే లిటరల్లీ
ప్రజలది కనీస హక్కు అది.
ద ఫండమెంటల్ బేసిక్ రైట్. ఇంకా జర్నలిస్టులు మాట్లాడినాడు, ఊరుకో రావులు అంటాడు. నాకైతే నవ్వాలన్నా ఏడవాలని అర్థం కాదు. మళ్ళీ జర్నలిస్ట్ కి మైక్ ఇవ్వాలి కదా సార్, వాళ్ళు ఏమడుగుతుందో చెప్పాలి కదా, చెప్పనియాలి కదా. వాళ్ళు అడిగేది ఒకటి ఉంటది, ఈయన ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చేది వేరే ఉంటది. లేకపోతే ఏమంటాడు, నీ క్వశ్చన్ అడగరా, అదేం 20,000 మంది కరోనా వచ్చింది కదా సార్ అంటే, ఏందా నీ క్వశ్చన్ ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నా, నీ క్వశ్చన్ అడగరాదు అని తిడతాడు. ఇంత దరిద్రము, ఇంత ఒక భాష సరిగ్గా ఉండదు. తాగేసి వస్తాడు మీటింగ్లకి. హీఈస్ లైక్ సెక్రటరీ రాడు, 4 లక్షల జీతం తీసుకుంటాడు. హీఈస్ లిటరల్లీ అబ్యూజింగ్ ఎంటైర్ డెమోక్రాటిక్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఎంటైర్లీ. అంటే కాళేశ్వరం, పోతిరెడ్డిపాడు గురించి మెయిన్ గా అప్పుడు రాజశేఖర రెడ్డిని 44,000 ఉన్న దాన్ని 65,000 చేస్తే పొక్క పెట్టిండు అని అదొక ఎలక్షన్ క్యాంపెయిన్ చేసి ఎట్లా తిట్టాలో అని తిట్టిండు. ఇవాళ అది 66,000కో 65,000కో అంత తిడితే మరి 80,000 ఇప్పుడు తవ్వుతా అంటే ఎంత తిట్టాలి?
80,000 కాదండి, ఎక్కడ 80,000? ఇప్పుడు 1,00,000 దాటి 1,20,000, 1,50,000 దాటిపోయింది. మేము అందు గురించి ఏం చెప్పాం కాళేశ్వరం గురించి అంటే,
పోతిరెడ్డిపాడు 80,000 క్యూసెక్లకు పొక్క పెట్టి తీసుకుపోతా అంటాడు, 80,000 టీఎంసీలకు కదా. సో అప్పుడు రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు ఉన్నప్పుడు 66,000 అంటే ఇది పెద్ద గొడవ చేసిండు. ప్రతి ఎలక్షన్ క్యాంపెయిన్ లో ప్రతి దగ్గర బొట్టు తిట్టిండు జగన్ ని, రాజశేఖర రెడ్డిని. ఇవాళ మరి ఏం చీకటి ఒప్పందాలు చేసుకున్నారో చంద్రబాబు. ఇప్పుడు తెలంగాణకి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు అయినా జగన్ అయినా ఒకటే, ఇద్దరు ఆంధ్రనో రాయలసీమనో, తెలంగాణ అయితే కాదు. ఇద్దరిని ఒకటే విధంగా ట్రీట్ చేయాలి కదా. వాళ్ళతో పడకనే కొట్లాడినాం కదా. మరి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఏమో పొట్టు తిడతావు, జగన్ ఏమో ఆలింగనాలు చేసుకుంటావు. ఒకరికి శాపనార్థాలు పెడతావు, ఇంకొంచెం ఆలింగనాలు చేసుకుంటావు. మళ్ళా మంచు లక్ష్మి బ్రాండ్ అంబాసిడర్ చేస్తావు, మన సమంతన్ బ్రాండ్ అంబాసిడర్ చేస్తావు. తెలంగాణ ఆడబిడ్డలు దొరకలేదా? బతుకమ్మ పాటలు కూడా ఆందోళన పెడతాడు. అంటే ఎక్కడ 1% అని ఎక్కడన్నా అబ్యూజ్ అవుతుందా అంటే ఎక్కడ అవుతలేదు. అయినా ప్రజలే ఎందుకు అంటే ప్రజల వీక్నెస్ తో ఆడుకుంటున్నాడు. రైతు బంధు అంటాడు, ఇంకోటి అంటాడు, లేకపోతే లత్తా అంటాడు. ఆ భాషతో నెట్టుకొస్తున్నాడు. వాడు చెప్తున్న దానికి ఆడ వాస్తవాలు వేరున్నాయి కదా. ఇప్పుడు కాళేశ్వరం కూడా అంతే, లిటరల్లీ దోసుకుంటున్నాడు. అప్పుడు ప్రాణహిత చేవల కింద 38,000 కోట్ల ప్రాజెక్ట్ ని ఇప్పుడు రీడిజైన్ పేరు మీద 80,000 కోట్లు, 1,00,000 కోట్లు చేసి ఆడ వర్షాకాలంలో నీళ్ళు ఎత్తిపోద్దామంటే అది జగలేదు, అన్ని ఫుల్ ఉన్నాయి. ఎస్ఆర్ఎస్పి కానీ ఎల్లంపల్లి కానీ. పోనీ అన్ సీజన్ ఎత్తుదామంటే నీళ్ళు 20 రోజులకు ఒక టీఎంసీ ఆడ నిండుతుంది. కానీ పైపులేమో 3 టీఎంసీలు ఎత్తే అంత కెపాసిటీ పెట్టినావు మేడిగడ్డ దగ్గర. నీళ్ళు ఎత్తుదాం అన్ సీజన్ లాంటి లేవు. మరి సీజన్లో ఎత్తుదామంటేనేమో జగలేదు, ఆడ ప్లేస్ లేదు. సో ఇట్స్ ఏ ఫాల్స్ డిజైన్. అంతకుముందు ఎస్ఆర్ఎస్పి ఎల్లంపల్లి ఉన్న నీళ్లు ఇప్పుడు ఏది రంగనాయకుల సాగర్, కొండపోచమ్మ సాగర్ వదిలి ఇవి కాళేశ్వరం నీళ్ళు అని చెప్తున్నాడు. మేడిగడ్డ ఎత్తిన నీళ్ళు లాస్ట్ జూన్ 2019 లో స్టార్ట్ అయింది. అది ప్రజలకు యూజ్ అది స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఏది మేడిగడ్డ దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. లింక్ 1, లింక్ 2 పనులు అయిపోయినాయి. సో అప్పటి నుంచి ఇప్పటికి ఎత్తిందంతా 55 టీఎంసీలు. కానీ ఒక దగ్గర నుంచి ఒక 3 డ్యామ్లకు ఎత్తి వాళ్ళు 240 టీఎంసీ అని ప్రచారం చేసుకుంటున్నారు. ఇది అంటే పబ్లిక్ ని ఏమంటారు, ఈ పైసలు దోసుకుంటూ పబ్లిక్ ని ఏమంటారు ఫూల్స్ చేస్తున్నారు. దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్
మీరు
ఇది ప్రజల్ని
మీరు
ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది.
మీరు చెప్పిన దానికి నేను ఒకటి యాడ్ చేస్తాను. బంగారం కాళేశ్వరం గురించి మేము ఏమన్నామంటే శ్రీనివాస్ గారి దగ్గర పోయే ముందు బంగారం 30,000 తులం దొరికినప్పుడు 50,000 అంటే 80,000 అంటే ఇప్పుడు 1,20,000 ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ 2 లక్షల తులం అంటేనే కొనడానికి ఎవడైనా అనుమానం వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నాడు. మేము ప్రాజెక్టులకు వ్యతిరేకం కాదు సార్. నన్ను ప్రజలు అడుగుతున్నారు, నువ్వు జర్నలిజంలో షో చేస్తుంటే బంగారం తోలకు 35,000 దొరుకుతుంటే సార్ ఎందుకో 1,20,000-70,000 పెట్టుకుంటున్నాడు అని అడుగుతున్నారు. అదే అడుగుతున్నారు. తప్పే కాదు కదా?
కరెక్ట్,
తప్పే కదా. ఇప్పుడు 35,000 తులం బంగారం దొరికితే నువ్వు 2 లక్షలకు పెడుతుంటే అనుమానం రాదా? మిగతా 1,65,000 ఎక్కడ పోతున్నాయని శ్రీనివాస్ గారి దగ్గరికి పోయారు. శ్రీనివాస్ గారు.
సో శివప్రసాద్ గారు, ఐ మీన్ రాజ్ బోడా మనకు ఇంకా దాని విషయంలో మాట్లాడడానికి కొరకు ఏ ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వడు.
చెప్పండి.
ఏ ఛాన్స్ లేదు. సో వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దట్ అంటే ఒకటంటూ ఒక పర్టికులర్ ఈవెంట్ ఆర్ పర్టికులర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అంటూ he is more proficient than anyone else. What I have witnessed, I do see his YouTube channels అవి ఫాలో చేస్తూ ఉంటుంటాను. మీరు కూడా చెప్తా ఉంటుంటారు. You are bringing up all kind of discussions onto it. But from my perspective, whatever, I mean, Raj said that, okay, we'll keep it aside. ఒకటి, I will start from a positive thing where it starts with. నేను ఒకటే చూసేది ఫస్ట్ నుంచి కూడా, ఓకే, ఐ మీన్ 2014 మనకు ఒకసారి రాష్ట్రం ఏర్పడినాక చూసేది ఒకటి మాత్రము, కేసీఆర్ గారిని అందరూ మెచ్చుకోవాల్సిందే. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ పర్సన్, పొలిటికల్లీ చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు అండ్ టీడీపీని దూరంగా పెట్టగలిగిన సత్తా ఉన్న నాయకుడు అంటే కేసీఆర్. దాని కొరకే వీ క్యాన్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ సౌకూన్ మాఫ్ అంటారు. మనం ఏదో ఒకటి మంచి జరిగినప్పుడు దాన్ని సౌకూన్ మాఫ్ అంటారు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఆ సౌకూన్ అనేటివి అయిపోయినాయా లేవా, ఎవరు కౌంట్ చేస్తున్నారు అనేది అవి సౌకూన్ కాకపోతే మనం ఆ లెవెల్లో we don't go and then do criticize anything. If it is crossed అనుకుంటే, yes, whatever Raj has mentioned it, there are a lot of instability and then what you call as unrest among the employees, among the people is there. But as far as when you come, okay, everyone says that, okay, politically we can answer it and Japan antaru gani, politically, yes, it's very difficult having a strong government. I mean, given the opposition, he is pretty much very well aware of it, how to handle it. And moreover, no matter what you say or what we say, but democratically he is the chief minister, and then he is one of the party's TRS leader, and then he has been elected democratically by the people with thumping majority ఉన్నా గానీ ఇంకా మిగతా అదర్ పొలిటికల్ పార్టీస్ ఉన్న ఎమ్మెల్యేస్ వాళ్ళందరూ ఎందుకు అని చెప్పానంటే, ప్రాబబ్లీ that has his own perspective is different. But yes, among all నాకు పొలిటికల్, ఇది ఒక పాలిటిక్స్, ఒక పొలిటికల్ లీడర్ అంటూ నాకు సోయి వచ్చినప్పటి నుంచి నేను చూసిన ఏ సీఎం ని కూడా ఇంత లో లెవెల్లో మాట్లాడడం అనేది జరగలేదు. One has to agree that no one ever spoke this low with that kind of a dignity, with low dignity toti. Common people have never spoken against any CM. Unfortunately, it is happening in Telangana. మనకున్న తెలంగాణలో ఉన్న మొట్టమొదటి సీఎం ని ఆ విధంగా అట్లా మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటే, సమ్ టైమ్స్ యాజ్ ఎన్ ఎన్ఆర్ఐ వి ఫీల్ లిటిల్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ objectionate గా ఉంటది. బట్ that is how the language is like that. I mean, derogatory languages is being used tremendously. It is coming from his side, and also the same okasari oka language lo oste 10 different perspectives he is facing it, he is getting it. Whether he receives it or not, we do not know, but people started talking about it. But overall, yes, there's no doubt about it. Whatever the allegations or whatever it is on the paper, it is happening. On the paper, it is showing it's Telangana state is going to go face lot of debts. I mean, even as a taxpayer, yes, I would be adding up more taxes I would be adding up more money to it. So there is not much of accountability, not much of transparency is not there from the NRO perspective. We look for more transparency, but it is not, we are not getting it that much of transparency. So we have 3 or 4 years to face it and then see where it ends up, whether it is going to go more debts. They know they found a magical wand. మన మ్యాజికల్ వాండ్ అంటే మంత్రదండం అనేది దొరికింది చేతికి. దాంతో ఎట్లా అప్పు తీసుకురావాలి, ఎట్లా దాన్ని మేనేజ్ చేయాలి. ఎస్, ఐ మీన్ అప్పు ఉంటేనే యూ కెన్ డూ ఇట్. ఐ మీన్ యాజ్ ఎ గ్రోయింగ్ స్టేట్, there is a checkpoint is there from the central audit ఉంటుంది, but within that limits they know how to handle it, and they are handling it much better, in a better way. I mean, they could have handled it in a much better way, but right now, yes, they are ruling it. They have absolutely nobody to question it. So as long as it continues, we have to take it, whatever it is coming.
Right. So Mr. Raj,
లేదు సార్, దే ఆర్ లిటరల్లీ
తప్పులు చేస్తా ఉన్నాడు, అప్పులు చేస్తా ఉన్నాడు, జవాబుదారితనం లేదు, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ లేదు. మాలాంటి ఎన్ఆర్ఐలు కూడా డబ్బులు అక్కడ పెట్టాలన్నా కూడా ఇప్పుడు జవాబుదారితనము, పారదర్శకత, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ అండ్ అకౌంటబిలిటీ లేకపోతే కష్టము. చెప్పేది ఒకటి, చేసేది ఒకటి. ఎవరు ఏదైనా అడిగితే జవాబు లేదు. ఆ జీవోలు ఏమన్నా అక్కడ ఆన్లైన్ లో ఉంటాయా? ఎందుకంటే ఇది పబ్లిక్ మనీ. రేపు అప్పులు తెచ్చినా, ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ గోస్ ఫర్ లోన్, it is people who have to pay and who have to face the music in the name of taxes and all. He will be there in power today, tomorrow he may not be there. If he does something good, he will be continue. But the way amount of looting and which is being witnessed, even Kag also pointed out, and he doesn't want to answer anyone. See, నిన్న ఒక మాట ఉంటది, ఈ రోజు ఒక మాట, రేపు ఒక మాట. సాక్షిగా ఏం చెప్పారు? కరోనాని అసెంబ్లీ సాక్షిగా మేము ఫిబ్రవరి నాడు నేను ఫస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే, దాని తర్వాత నవ్వుకుంటా ఓన్లీ పారాసిటమాల్ వేస్తే పోతుంది అన్నారు. అవతల ముఖ్యమంత్రి ఏమో ఇంకా దానికి బ్లీచింగ్ పౌడర్ యాడ్ చేసి, అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ లో దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ టెస్టింగ్ లాక్డౌన్ పీరియడ్. టెస్ట్ చేస్తే ఎక్కడ ఏముంది మీకు బయటపడుతుంది, వారు రేపు హాయిగా ఉండదు. కానీ ఇక్కడ టెస్టులు లేవు. మళ్ళీ ఆయననే వచ్చి ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇది చేసుకుంటుంది, ఎందుకంటే నేషనల్ డిజాస్టర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ నుంచి ఫండ్స్, నేషనల్ హెల్త్ మిషన్ కేర్ నుంచి ఫండ్స్, మిగతా ఫండ్స్ వస్తాయి కాబట్టి మనం లాక్డౌన్ స్ట్రిక్ట్ గా చేయాలో మరి ఆయనే చెప్తే, మళ్ళీ చెప్పిన వారు మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు చూస్తే టెస్టులు లేవు, ఏమి లేవు, రోజు కేసులు పెరుగుతున్నాయి, మొత్తం వదిలేసాను. అంటే ఏది నిజం, ఏది ఎట్లా చూస్తారు రాజు మీరు? ఎందుకంటే మీరు కూడా ఇక్కడికి ఫోరెక్స్ ద్వారా మీరు కూడా యూఆర్ కాంట్రిబ్యూటింగ్ ఇన్ ది ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ టాక్సెస్ టు ఎంటైర్ ఇండియన్ ఎక్స్చెకర్.
దాంతో పాటు మా అన్నలు, అక్కలు, తమ్ముళ్ళు, చెల్లెలు అందరూ అన్నీ ఉన్నారు కదా సార్.
అంటే మీకు కూడా ఎన్ఆర్ఐస్ గల్ఫ్ నుంచి, మిడిల్ ఈస్ట్ నుంచి మొదలు పెడితే యుఎస్ కానీ మొత్తం యూరోప్ నుంచి కానీ 7 lakh crores ఇన్ ది బడ్జెట్ ఆఫ్ 20 lakh crores ఆర్ కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ సైడ్. సో చెప్పండి, ఎట్లా చూస్తారు ఇదంతా?
ఆయన ఒక రాజు, ఈ ఫీల్స్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ యాజ్ రాజు, రాజు, రాజు కొడుకు, రాజు బిడ్డ, రాజు ఇట్లా. సో ఇప్పుడు మన శ్రీనివాస్ గారు అన్నట్టు ముఖ్యమంత్రిని తిడుతున్నామంటే ఎందుకు తిట్టరు? ఇప్పుడు ఆయన ఏమని ప్రమాణం చేసిండు? రాజ్యాంగ, నా దగ్గర వీడియో కూడా ఉంది, అది పెట్టమంటే ప్లే చేస్తా. నేను రాజ్యాంగబద్ధంగా ఉంటా, రాజ్యాంగానికి అనుకూలంగా ఉంటా, బంధు ప్రీతి లేదు, కుల ప్రీతి లేదు అని వంగి దండాలు పెట్టి ప్రమాణం చేసిండు. అది 2 సార్లు చేసిండు ఆయన కానీ, ఆయన మినిస్టర్లు కానీ. ఇవాళ రాజ్యాంగం అనే ముచ్చటకి అసలు అక్కడ ఎక్కడ తావు లేదు, ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ లేదు. ధర్నా ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు సమస్య తీరుస్తావా లేదని వేరే ముచ్చట, అసలు నొప్పి అవుతుంది చెప్పనియాలి కదా. మరి ఇంత అబ్యూజ్ ఏ ఆంధ్ర సీఎం చేయలేదు, ఏ సీఎం చేయలేదు. 16 మంది సీఎంలు చేసిన అప్పుకు ఒక కేసీఆర్ చేసిన అప్పు అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంది. నో అదర్ సీఎం అబ్యూజ్ లైక్ దిస్. కాబట్టి ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ తిడతారు. అంతకుముందు అప్పుడు ఇంత సోషల్ మీడియా లేదు. ఇప్పుడు సోషల్ మీడియా ఒక కామన్ మ్యాన్ ఒక ఆయుధం అయింది. ఇవాళ నిన్న ఒక సోషల్ మీడియా కాన్సెప్ట్ లేకపోతే వాళ్ళు పోలీసు వాడు చంపిన ముచ్చట బయటకు రాకనే పోతుండే,
జార్జ్ ఫ్లాయిడ్ రాకపోతుండే, అసలు బయటికి రాకపోతుండే.
కాబట్టి సోషల్ మీడియా వచ్చింది కాబట్టి కామన్ మ్యాన్ ఒక ఆయుధం దొరికింది. లేకపోతే ఇప్పుడు నో బడీ క్వశ్చన్స్, ఇంకా అబ్యూజ్ ఎక్కువ చేస్తారు. నేను అప్పుడు గట్టిగా తిట్టిన అప్పుడు కేటీఆర్ ని, వాడు నాకు కోపం వస్తుంది, సారీ మీరు ఏమనుకోవద్దు. ఎందుకంటే సోనియా వీళ్ళకి 2 సీట్లతో తెలంగాణ తెచ్చిన అంటాడు. మధుయాష్కి కష్టపడలేదా, పొన్నం ప్రభాకర్ కష్టపడలేదా, గుత్తా సుఖేందర్ లేడా, మందా జగన్నాథ్, వీళ్ళందరూ పార్లమెంట్ ముందు మూతి గుడ్డలు కట్టుకొని వాళ్ళే ఎక్కువ కష్టపడ్డారు కదా. ఆంధ్రాలో 16 మంది ఉండి వీళ్ళు 10 మంది ఉంటే మన్మోహన్ సింగ్ మొత్తం ఇట్లా పెద్ద పెద్ద బలవంతులైనటువంటి ఎంపీలను పెట్టి కదా కరెంట్ ఆఫ్ చేసి కదా బిల్లు పాస్ చేయించింది. సోనియా గాంధీ అనుకోకపోతే వస్తుండేనా? అప్పుడు ఏమన్నాడు, కాంగ్రెస్ లో విలీనం చేస్తున్నాడు తెలంగాణ ఇస్తే. ఇవాళ ఏమంటున్నాడు, కాంగ్రెస్ లేకుండా చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నాడు. ఇప్పుడు నాకు చాలా మంది లీడర్లతోటి కార్యకర్తలతో మాట్లాడుతుంటా, ఏం చెప్తాడు, దిస్ గాయ్ ఈజ్ అబ్యూజింగ్, అందరినీ తొక్కి పెడుతున్నాడు, వాళ్ళని అక్రమ కేసులు బనాయిస్తున్నాడు. ఇప్పుడు రేవంత్ రెడ్డి మొన్న ఏంది, అక్కడ నీకు అది కేటీఆర్ ది ఫామ్ హౌస్ ఉంది అన్నాడు, డ్రోన్ పెట్టి చూపెట్టిండు. చూపెడితే ఆ ఫామ్ హౌస్ మీద ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ చేయాలి, కానీ రేవంత్ రెడ్డి ఎందుకు జైలు పెడతావు అంటే కాదు. సీమాంధ్ర రోడ్ కూడా అలౌ చేసిండు కదా, నువ్వు తెలంగాణ ఉద్యమం చేస్తే నువ్వెందుకు అలౌ చేయవు? కోదండ రామ్ సారు ఆయన ఏంది ఇది నిరుద్యోగ ర్యాలీ అని నిరుద్యోగుల కోసం ర్యాలీ చేస్తే అరెస్ట్ చేస్తావు. ఎవడి నువ్వు అరెస్ట్ చేయడానికి ఎందుకు అడగొద్దు? ఇప్పుడు నీ ప్రైస్ నీ ఇంట్లో సొమ్ము కాదు కదా, నువ్వు 4 లక్షల నెలకు జీతం తీసుకుంటున్నావు, నువ్వు ఏమంటున్నావు, ఒక జీతగాడివి, జీతగానే ప్రమాణం చేసినావు, కానీ నువ్వు ఇవాళ ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? యూఆర్ లిటరలీ అబ్యూజింగ్. ఎందుకు అడిగారు? ప్రజల సొమ్ము ఉంది, ప్రజల యొక్క ట్యాక్స్ డబ్బులు నీ ఇంట్లో సొమ్ము అయితే మేము అడగం, ప్రజల సొమ్ము ఉంది కాబట్టి అడుగుతాం. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫండమెంటల్ బేసిక్ రైట్ గివెన్ టు us by the Constitution of India. So we should ask కదా,
అంతే, అడగడంలో తప్పు లేదు.
He has to feel ashamed himself to abuse democratic systems. కవులు ఉండేవారు, కళాకారులు ఉండేవారు, మేధావులు ఉండేవారు, వాళ్ళందరూ పాటలు పాడేటోళ్ళు, ఉద్యమాలు చేసేటోళ్ళు. తెలంగాణ గడ్డ అనేది ఒక ఉద్యమాల గడ్డ, ఒక స్పిరిట్ ఉన్న గడ్డ. ఇవాళ ఉద్యమాలు లేవు, అర్ధనగ్న ప్రదర్శనలు లేవు, రిలే నిరాధ్యక్షలు లేవు, మండల ఆఫీస్ ముందట లేవు, కలెక్టర్ ఆఫీస్ ముందట లేవు. తాగుడు పోస్తున్నావు, తాగుడికి బానిసలు చేస్తున్నావు. ఊరు చిన్న చిన్న ఏమంటారు, ప్రతి చోట అమ్ముడు తాగుడే. మన బంగారు తెలంగాణ అంటే గిదా కాదు కదా. 3 లక్షల కోట్ల అప్పులు ఎందుకైనాయి? ఏది రంజాన్ పండ్లు వాస్తే అయిపోయినాయా, బతుకమ్మ ఆడితే అయిపోయినాయా? ఎందుకు అయిపోయినాయి? ప్లస్ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కీమ్స్ కూడా సంక్షేమ పథకాలు కాదు ఇవ్వాల్సింది, బిచ్చగాలం చేయకు, ఉద్యోగం ఇయ్యి, వాళ్ళ జనరేషన్స్ బాగుపడతాయి కదా. ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ బిల్డ్ చేయి, ఉద్యోగం ఇయ్యి. పైసలు ఇచ్చే కార్యక్రమం వారికి ఐదర్ మెంటల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్డ్ ఆర్ ఫిజికల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్డ్, అంతేగాని మిగతా పని చూపెట్టు. బద్దకస్తులు ఎందుకు చేస్తావు? ఎందుకంటే ఓటు రాజకీయాలు. మరి నువ్వు గెలిచి అంత గొప్పోడివి అయితే గెలిస్తే, నీకు అపోజిషన్ పార్టీలు ఉన్న 23 మంది గెలిస్తే 12 మంది ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నావు? ఎలక్షన్ రోజు ఆఫ్టర్ 5 PM దాకా చెప్పిన నంబర్స్ పర్సెంటేజ్లు, ఆఫ్టర్ 5 PM నుంచి ఎందుకు చెప్పు తెల్లారి దాకా? మన 4 నెలల దాకా మంత్రివర్గం ఎందుకు ఏర్పాటు చేయవు? అపోజిషన్ వాడు గట్టి కొట్లాడేటోడు లేడా? నీ ఇష్టరాజ్యం నడుస్తుంది, ఆ ఉన్న అపోజిషన్ కూడా తీసేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నావు. ఈజ్ అబ్యూజింగ్ ఎవ్రీ డెమోక్రాటిక్ సిస్టమ్. అపోజిషన్ ఎందుకు అడగొద్దు? నేనేమంటే అపోజిషన్ అంటే ఒక పార్టీ కాదు, ప్రతి ఒక్కరు అడిగే హక్కు ఉంటది. Every citizen is paying the taxes. Everybody has the right to question. Simple.
Rightly said. ఆయన ట్యాక్స్ ఫైల్ చేసినా చేయకపోయినా ITR ప్రతి వస్తువు ఏది కొన్నా కూడా అది ట్యాక్స్ తో అవుతుంది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ట్యాక్స్ పే చేసినట్టే అనేది మీ ఈ షో ద్వారా కూడా అందరికి తెలియజేస్తున్నా. ఎందుకంటే మీడియాలో ఒక పెద్ద మాయ చేస్తా ఉన్నారు. నీవు ఉప్పు పప్పు కాడి నుంచి ఏది కొన్నా దాంట్లో ట్యాక్స్ ఉంటది కాబట్టి ప్రజలారా మీరు గమనించండి, మీరు ప్రతి చోట ట్యాక్స్ పే చేస్తూనే ఉన్నారు. కేవలం ITR ఫైల్ చేస్తేనే మీరు ట్యాక్స్ లిమిట్ లోకి వచ్చినట్టు కాదు, అది గమనించాలా. ఇంకోటి కూడా మీరు ఎలక్షన్ ఐఎమ్ ఏ పిటిషనర్, 13 కంప్లైంట్ ఐడీస్ ఉన్నాయి. December 7, 2018 కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ వయలేషన్స్, రాజ్యాంగ ఉల్లంఘనలు జరిగినాయి, అర్హులైన వారికి ఓటు హక్కు ఇవ్వలేదు, స్వేచ్ఛాయుత వాతావరణంలో ఎలక్షన్స్ జరగలేదు, ఆల్ ఎలిజిబుల్ ఫ్రాంచైజ్ have not been allowed, they have been discriminated, election was not done on a free and fair way as it has suppressed ఇంకా ఉంది. 13 కంప్లైంట్ ఐడీలు అయింది.
సార్ అతనికి చీఫ్ ఎలక్షన్ కమిషనర్ కి 42 ఎకరాల భూమి రాసేయడం జరిగింది, అంటే తక్కువ రేట్లో ఇచ్చేయడం జరిగింది.
డెఫినెట్ గా నౌ ది same man becomes principal secretary irrigation. Now you understand. Rajat Kumar becomes principal secretary.
And ఆ అమ్మాయి మళ్ళా కనిపించదు. ఆ అమ్మాయి అప్పుడు ఉండే కదా, ఆ పేరు నాకు గుర్తుకొస్తలేదు.
Let us wind up the show now. It's already too late for you. You have to go to bed. Very thankful to you. I'll take one passing comment from Mr. Srinivas and then come back to you and we'll end the show. Srinivas garu, you చెప్పినట్టు he has finished TDP అన్నారు, but let me tell you very clearly, now it has become a front all organization of TDP. అక్కడ ఉన్న మంత్రులు ఆయన కూడా టీడీపీ నుంచి వచ్చిన వాడి, అందరూ టీడీపీ వాళ్ళే ఇప్పుడు అక్కడ ఉన్నారు. ఉద్యమకారులు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారో మీరు చెప్పండి. ఆ మంత్రివర్గంలో ఆ పార్టీలో ఉద్యమకారుల స్థానం ఏందో మీరు చెప్పండి. హ్యాండ్ పిక్డ్ అక్కడ కాంగ్రెస్ ని ఖతం చేయాలి, కొందరిని తీసుకొచ్చిండు, టీడీపీని మొత్తం ఖతం చేయాలి అక్కడ తెచ్చుకున్నాడు, బికాస్ ఈ హేల్స్ ఫ్రమ్ టీడీపీ. అండ్ బీజేపీ నుంచి కొందరు అంటే అటు ఇటు పోని, ఇప్పుడు బీజేపీతో అక్కడ ఒప్పందం లాగా పైన ఏమైనా మాట్లాడితే డిమానిటేషన్ తర్వాత స్క్రూ ఫిక్స్ చేసిండ్రు కదా. ఏది మాట్లాడినా నౌ హీ హాస్ టు క్లియర్ వే ఫర్ బీజేపీ బై కంప్లీట్లీ ఎక్స్టింగ్విషింగ్ కాంగ్రెస్, బికాస్ కాంగ్రెస్ ఈస్ డిగ్గింగ్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్ గ్రేవ్. దట్స్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇష్యూ. అండ్ మిగతా పార్టీస్ ను నిర్వీర్యం చేస్తున్నారు. కేవలం డబ్బుతోనే రాజకీయం చేయాలా, డబ్బు చేతులుంటే నేను ఏమైనా చేయొచ్చు, ప్రజలను కనీసమైనటువంటి వాళ్ళ నిరసనను కూడా వ్యక్తం చేయకుండా, ప్రజలు ఏదైనా చెప్పాలనుకుంటే చెప్పనివ్వకుండా, మాలాంటి జర్నలిస్టులకు కూడా ఉన్నవి జీతభత్యాలన్నీ కట్ చేసి ఏది ఇవ్వకుండా తను చెప్పిందే వేదం. అండ్ ఛానల్స్ కూడా మీరు అన్ని ఛానల్స్ వాళ్ళ చేతుల్లో ఉంటాయి. ఐదర్ నేషనల్ ఛానల్స్ ఒక పార్టీ చేతిలో,
వాల్యూమ్ కట్ అయినట్టున్నది కదా రాజ్?
వస్తున్నా, అదే స్టక్ అయినట్టుంది, వస్తుంది.
ఓకే,
ఐ థింక్ సో. అక్కడ ఏదో ఇంటర్నెట్ సమస్య ఉన్నట్టు. మీకు ఎంత అవుతుంది? మీకు 1 అవుతుంది, మాకు మీకు 11 అవుతుంది.
11, yeah. The long session, really.
I know. స్టక్ అయిపోయినట్టుంది సార్ది.
He'll come back, yeah.
Yeah.
తనకు కొన్ని పవర్ ఇష్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి అంటా ఉంటుండే, సో ప్రాబబ్లీ పవర్ ఫ్లిప్ అయ్యి మళ్ళీ రావడం అంటూ జరుగుతుంది కదా.
స్టక్ అయిపోయింది సార్ది.
Yeah, in between, I'm sorry, friends, I just lost the connectivity. Is it clear now?
Still
బ్లడ్ ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడు
లేదు సార్, బ్లడ్ ఉంది. అది అంటే మూవ్ అవుతలేదు. మీ వాయిస్ వస్తుంది కానీ మీ ఇమేజ్ స్టక్ అయింది.
సరే, గో హెడ్ మిస్టర్ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు మాట్లాడారా? ఇంతకుముందు మీరు చెప్పారు కదా.
కరెక్టే. అంటే నేను జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు గివ్ ఎ కంక్లూడింగ్ నోట్.
ప్లీజ్ గో హెడ్.
సో ఐ మీన్ మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఓవరాల్ యాజ్ ఫార్ యాజ్ తెలంగాణ స్టేట్ లో ఉన్న సిచ్యువేషన్ ఆన్ ది కోవిడ్ లో ఉన్న లాక్డౌన్ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో how the government has acted upon was something which was little disturbed for us is the reopening of the liquor shops. That was not necessarily required. 45 days Telangana state people were away from the liquor stores. It was it was a very good opportunity for the government to cut it off. Furthermore, we don't have to open. That is not the necessary item for the people to really go and then purchase and then live with it. Kavalsoste, probably they would have given for 5-star hotels or that kind of rich community ki meeku adi accessibility ichunte better undedi. Dantoti we don't know, it doesn't look good on under the given situation. Government shouldn't have done that one. So overall concluding statement as far as government ruling at present it is concerned, yes, they have to do more testing, and unless until they do more, they conduct more testings, we don't get proper results. Proper results రాకపోతే second wave ki we are ready to face the second wave, and the temperature is not going to favor as we are entered into the month of June. More monsoons వస్తాయి కాబట్టి ఇది hot temperature ఉండదు, so we might not it might not be favorable in our state as far as state party is concerned. Thank you for giving us the opportunity, Shiva Prasad.
Wonderful, wonderful. How to have people like you to be on the show very regularly. Raj,
Sure, sir.
passing comment. వచ్చేది వర్షాలు పడుతున్నాయి, విష జ్వరాలు, దోమలతోన ఆల్రెడీ డెంగీతో మీరు చూశారు. జ్యుడిషియల్ ఆఫీసర్ పోయినసారి చనిపోయింది. దాని మీద ఇంతవరకు చర్యలు లేవు. విష జ్వరాలు, ఒక డెంగీ, ఒకవైపు కరోనా, మళ్ళీ ఈగల ద్వారా గ్యాస్ట్రో ఇంటెస్టైనల్ డిజార్డర్స్, టైఫాయిడ్, భగవంతుడికి ఎరుగు. ఎట్లా చూస్తారు ఈ సినేరియో?
ఏం చేస్తుంది సార్, అది ప్రతి చోట అబ్యూజ్ అవుతలేదు. అతనికి పరిపాలన మీద అవగాహన లేదు. నేనేమంటా, ఆయన చాయ్ వాలా, ఈయన దారు వాలా. ఓకే, సో సింపుల్. ఈ తెలంగాణ ప్రజలు చేసుకున్న దురదృష్టం. ఇతని యొక్క అధికారాన్ని తీసేయడం ఒకటే. ప్రజలు క్వశ్చన్ చేయాలి, నెక్స్ట్ టైం అధికారం లేకుండా చేయాలి, అది ఒకటే. ఉస్మానియా హాస్పిటల్ సార్, అది చూస్తేనే నాకు, అది వాళ్ళు వీడియో పెట్టిండ్రు, అది చూస్తేనే నాకు వామిటింగ్ వస్తున్నది. ఎంత మంచిగా కట్టిస్తా అన్నాడు. అప్పుడు గాంధీ హాస్పిటల్ కట్టించిండు, మరి అప్పుడు ఆ కాలంలో. మరి ఈయన ఎందుకు కట్టాడు? ఏం కట్టిండని 23 లక్షల కోట్ల అప్పులు ఎందుకని నాకు చెప్పమండి ఆన్సర్. హీ నెవర్ ఆన్సర్స్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఎనీథింగ్. ఉల్టా రివర్స్ క్వశ్చన్ చేస్తాడు. అప్పుడు విలేకరు అడిగితే అట్లా ఎవడన్నా ఎమ్మెల్యేలని వేరే పార్టీ వాడు తీసుకుంటే చెంప చెల్లు మానిపించాలని, మరి ఇప్పుడు వచ్చామని చెంప చెల్లు మానిపించాలి అంటే నేను ఏం చెప్తున్నా అంటే, ఆయన ముఖ్యమంత్రిని అట్లా అనుమాని కాదు. నీకు ఒక రూల్, పక్కనకి ఒక రూల్ ఉన్నది కదా. నువ్వు ఒక జాతిపిత, తెలంగాణ జాతిపిత అన్నప్పుడు నువ్వు ఒక దారి చూపెట్టు, ఆ దారిని ప్రజలు పాటిస్తారు. నువ్వే తప్పు చేసి మళ్ళీ పక్కని మంచిగా చేయమంటే రూల్స్ నీకే ఉంటే నాకు వర్తించాలంటే కలుస్తుందా? యు హావ్ టు షో ద పాత్. సో ఇతను అన్ని రకాలుగా అబ్యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాడు. దీనికి ఒకటే, అతను ధర్నాలు చేయనిస్తలేడు, నొప్పైతం చెప్పనిస్తలేడు. పోలీసు మిత్రులు మరి ఆయనకే అది వాళ్ళ జాబ్ పోతుందని వాళ్ళ భయం వలనో ఎందువలనో అతనికి దాసోహం చేస్తున్నారు. పోలీసులకు జీతం ఇస్తుంది ప్రజలు, ఇతనికి జీతం ఇస్తుంది ప్రజలు. వీళ్ళందరూ ప్రజలకు సేవకులు ఉండాలి, రాజ్యాంగ ప్రకారం ఉంటారని ప్రమాణం చేసిండ్రు, కానీ ప్రాక్టికల్ గా చేస్తలేరు. కాబట్టి మనలాంటి వాళ్ళం ప్రజల్ని ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేయాలి. ఇతని గద్దె దింపడం ఒకటే మార్గం. ఈ సమస్యకు పరిష్కారము మళ్ళా డెమోక్రాటిక్ ప్రజాస్వామ్యాన్ని నిలపాలి. ఈ రాజకీయ వ్యవస్థ పోవాలి అంటే ఈ ప్రజల్ని ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేసి చిన్న ప్రలోభాలు వంగకుండా ఇతని అధికారులకు తీసేయడం ఒక్కటే మార్గం అనేది నేను చెప్తా. అప్పుడే వీళ్ళ ఒక్క కుటుంబానికి బంగారు తెలంగాణ కాదు, అందరికీ నిజమైన బంగారు తెలంగాణ వస్తుంది. సో we will continue educating common man.
Right, sir. Thank you to both of you gentlemen. Just kindly hold, let me conclude. So this is the discussion for today. At least now Mr. Trump and Mr. Modi along with G7 countries and Europe, everyone should fall in line. If you are true to your conscience, if you feel your citizens have really suffered, are still suffering, they have lost their precious lives, the near and dear are also suffering, it is your duty to petition United Nations and order an inquiry, so that a committee is formed to order an inquiry so that they can take action against China and World Health Organization. Otherwise it will become an empty election political rhetoric. People will not trust you, and unnecessary bashing will result in a backfire in their consolidation, as how they are pointing it out. They stating China is very clearly on record that, see how because of our control on Hong Kong, people started to blame us. Now the same thing is being repeated in your countries, but Hong Kong is different and China is different. They don't have human rights, they don't practice human rights, but what we practice human rights. At least now come to the rescue of people in a proper and organized way. And also to the protesters, it's a wonderful land, the place of opportunities and immigrants and human values. Please don't indulge in arson and looting. That is not the way you pay true homage to George Floyd. His family is really in tears. We should support them, see that such incidents do not occur, so that these police who have indulged in such brutality should be punished, should be booked as per rule of law. అదేవిధంగా ఇక్కడ రాష్ట్రంలో కానీ ప్రజాస్వామిక తెలంగాణ, ప్రజలకు అనుకూలంగా పాలన అందించేటువంటి తెలంగాణ, నిజంగా ప్రజలను ఆదుకునే తెలంగాణ ఈ కష్టకాలంలో, కరోనా కష్టకాలంలో ఇప్పుడు వర్షాల ద్వారా విష జ్వరాలు కానీ, డెంగీ కానీ, మలేరియా కానీ, మిగతా టైఫాయిడ్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఆల్రెడీ రికార్డులో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు ఏ విధంగా మీరు ప్రజలను ఆదుకుంటారో చెప్పవలసిందిగా వారు చెప్తా ఉన్నారు. కేవలం మాట్లాడేది ఒకటి, చేసేది ఒకటి. ప్రశ్నించిన వాడిపై కేసులు, వాళ్ళకు బెదిరింపులు, అది కాదు కదా. అందు గురించే బోత్ Prime Minister Modi and KCR have to understand, you should come to the rescue of commoner. You have to pay the commoner. Kindly see to that you deposit something, Mr. Modi and Mr. KCR. Why you are not questioning? We don't have purchasing power, right, from journalists to common man. Why are you not depositing some amount so that they increase their purchase power so they can buy food and everything? That way you should come to the rescue of, right from farming community to the commoner who is residing in semi-urban and all those areas. And migrants also, it's a big issue, pending issue. You have to come to their rescue. And at the same time, this is the NRI perspective. Until and unless you have a transparency and accountability in your ruling, NRIs are also very much confused whether they should come and invest in India. So at least now, whether it is central government or union government, it is a health perspective. Health is well. At least in crisis of health, when cases are on the uprise, you have opened up the market. What about the fate of the people? You have to answer. Take the call immediately. See you soon with another discussion. Before I say bye to you, wash your hands with soap or sanitizer. Keep physical distance, not social distance. Socially, you unite. And wear masks whenever you get into the crowds. Drink plenty of hot water right from morning till evening. భౌతిక దూరాన్ని పాటించండి, సామాజిక దూరాన్ని కాదు. సామాజికంగా దగ్గర అవుదాం, భౌతిక దూరాన్ని పాటిస్తాం. మాస్క్ వేసుకోండి, చేతులు శుభ్రంగా సబ్బు నీళ్ళతో కానీ శానిటైజర్తో కడుక్కోండి. మిమ్మల్ని మీరు రక్షించుకోండి, తద్వారా మీ కుటుంబాన్ని, మీ రాష్ట్రాన్ని, దేశాన్ని, అదేవిధంగా యావత్ ప్రపంచాన్ని. See you soon with another topic. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Okay. Bye.